Welcome to the training log covering most of September. I said I wouldn't be very consistent putting these out, and I wasn't lying. So for this one, I'll probably have mostly strongman things to talk about. First off is the circus dumbbell training. The first thing worth mentioning is that the event got changed from a 165 circus dumbbell for reps to a 145, 165 trump circus dumbbell, which basically means that you can lift whichever of the two circus dumbbells you want, but any number of reps at 165 will beat any number of reps at 145. So someone doing one rep at 165 will beat someone doing 100 reps at 145. This is good for me because I seriously hope I can hit at least 145 in competition. If I don't, I'll just gut myself on the stage and do an honorable ritual killing. In order to make sure I don't have to gut myself and then be beheaded by my second, I have been focusing on a couple different cues with the circus dumbbell. The first one being setting up with my hips heavily tilted out to the sides and bending my torso. I'm trying to get the dumbbell over my center of gravity, and the best way to do that is to essentially just contort your torso and really drive it out to the side so that the dumbbell, despite being on one side, is over your center of gravity. That seems to be working pretty well. The bell feels a lot more stable and it has a good chance of going straight up versus out to the side, which if you've never done circus dumbbell, once you start swinging out to the side, you can't fix that. There is no coming back from that unless you have a super lightweight. The next cue I'm working on is attempting to actually physically jump with every rep, because I am not naturally a very explosive lifter. It's not really natural to me. So by actually trying to jump, I'm ensuring that I get good leg drive, because I absolutely have the lower body power to be driving up this bell and catching it. It's just that I'm not really inclined to use it because that's not how I normally lift. I'm a very grindy, static lifter. I'm not a very explosive, poppy lifter, if that makes any sense. So I'm trying to kind of use what I already have to properly lift the circus dumbbell. I think that's going to be the best way to get me to at least 145, and maybe if I'm super lucky, 165. At the point that I've recorded this video, I have made it up to at least 140, and I'm finding that it's really more of a mental state with the circus dumbbell. If I can commit to really manhandling that weight, it goes up pretty easily, but if I'm not, I'm trying to lift it more like I would do an accessory with like focus on using the right muscles and not just lurching that thing up as hard as possible, it does not go well. So I'm hoping that will bode well, because once you get into competition, it's a very different kind of atmosphere and it kind of encourages that just freaking drive it kind of mentality. So we'll see what works out. I'm feeling pretty good about not zeroing the press, and honestly, that's good enough for me. Next up is the max deadlift event. I've been training for this by doing a rep at 675, a rep at 765, and then a rep at over 800 every week while I'm training my other strongman events at the gym. The idea is just to be more consistent with my heavy pulls. I don't want to end up on stage and find out, oops, it's a bad day. I want to just make sure that even under different conditions, I'm used to pulling that 800, because while I am obviously very strong in deadlift, I have in the past just had times where I just couldn't get it up, but dum tish, and I don't want that to happen at the competition. In related news, my deadlift suit finally came in, and I don't know why people do this to themselves. I'm not an equipped lifting hater. I want to learn how to use this deadlift suit because I'd like to get the extra couple tens of pounds, and if it's allowed in competition, why not? And this seems like the next logical step, because I have no problem calling my deadlift max a deadlift max if I use a suit, but this thing is just obnoxious to use. I understand professional strongman with their weird looking deadlift setups where they're kneeling and scooting in and trying to get into position. It's not a lack of flexibility, it's because their suits are just fucking stupid. I thought these were going to be like a stretchy material, like a bench slingshot, but no, this is basically straight up canvas, and it does not want you to get down to the bar. And I understand that's what you need if you want to actually get some benefit out of it, but I'm going to have to do some more practice on this thing. The third event has been changed from a truck pull, the walking kind where you drag a truck behind you, to a hand-over-hand pull, which may or may not still be a truck, I don't know. But this is something I can reasonably train after buying my massively overpriced rope. By the way, did you know 2-inch thick rope that isn't made of hemp that's going to destroy your fingers is really expensive? Because I didn't. And even the cheapest thing I could find, which is this Titan battle rope, was still more than rope probably should cost. But this isn't probably going to be that bad of an event, because it turns out hand-over-hand pull is basically just deadlifting or maybe rowing. And those are both things that I am definitely inclined for and really good at. So I have this really awful foot platform set up, and that's most of what's getting in the way here. Also the slack, but they should hopefully have a better platform at the competition and someone to mine the slack. So yeah, I'm not feeling bad about this one at all. The fourth event is the Yoke Walk into Farmer's Carry, and this one has not been changed. I'm not feeling bad about this one. I trained Yoke Walk and Farmer's Carry for my summer competition, so I still have some leftover muscle memory and conditioning for that, and it's just a matter of practicing a few runs every week. So this is a 625 yoke and 270 per handle Farmer's Walk, so very light, especially for heavyweights, and it's just going to be a matter of who can go the fastest. And at the point of this recording, I've already broken the 20-second barrier in training, at least by my count. So that's probably pretty good. I'm hoping that a low teens will be enough to win there. That's about what I would expect from a 50-50 lightweight carry event like this. Last event is still power stairs, and I'm still only training the heaviest weight because I really just don't want to load up multiple pins. It's really annoying to load up even the one and then bring it down every time. And I figure if I can do the heaviest pin in like 8 seconds, I can do the lighter ones even faster, so not an issue. Power stairs, definitely my wheelhouse. It helps me be tall, it helps me be good at deadlifting. There's a lot of events in Strongman that are basically just deadlifting, and that's why it's a cool sport, unlike, say, powerlifting. So yeah, not afraid of this one. Probably will get out at least a second pin to practice the transition, maybe in a week or two once I get closer to competition, but not feeling bad about this one at all. I should have a pretty good chance of winning it as well. I'm feeling good about all 5 of these events at this point. I don't think I will zero press, and I think I have a good chance of taking first in the remaining 4 events, which means I have a pretty good chance of taking first overall. That's about all I've got for the last month or so, so I will see you all real soon.